Hati. But as evil always treads close upon the footsteps of good, hoping to destroy it, the ancient inhabitants of the northern regions imagined that both sun and moon were incessantly pursued by the fierce wolves Skoll, or repulsion, and Hati, or hatred, whose sole aim was to overtake and swallow the brilliant objects before them, so that the world might again be enveloped in its primeval darkness. Skoll the wolf is named that the fair-faced goddess to the ocean chases. Another haughty height, he is Hovintir's son. He, the bright maid of heaven, shall precede. Semuna's Edda, Thrope's translation. At times, they said, the wolves overtook and tried to swallow their prey, thus producing an eclipse of the radiant orbs. Then the terrified people raised such a deafening clamor that the wolves, frightened by the noise, hastily dropped them. Thus rescued, sun and moon resumed their course, fleeing more rapidly than before, the hungry monsters rushing along in their wake, lusting for the time when their efforts would prevail and the end of the world would come. For the northern nations believed that as their gods had sprung from an alliance between the divine element Bor and the mortal Bestla, they were finite and doomed to perish with the world they had made. But even in this early morn, faintly foreshadowed was the dawn of that fierce struggle, deadly shock, which yet should end in Ragnarok, when good and evil, death and life, beginning now, and then their strife. Valhalla by J.C. Jones. Many was accompanied also by Hugi the waxing and Bil the waning moon, 2 children whom he had snatched from earth, where a cruel father forced them to carry water all night long. Our ancestors fancied they saw these children, the original Jack and Jill, with their pail, darkly outlined upon the moon. The gods not only appointed sun, moon, day, and night to mark the procession of the year, but also called evening, midnight, morning, forenoon, noon, and afternoon to share their duties, making summer and winter the rulers of the seasons. Summer, a direct descendant of Svasud, or the mild and lovely, inherited his sire's gentle disposition and was loved by all except for Winter, his deadly enemy, the son of Vinsul himself, a son of the disagreeable god Vasud, the personification of the icy wind. Vinsul is the name of him who begat the winter's god. Summer from Sasuthur sprang, both shall walk the way of years, till the twilight of the gods. Vafthrudnismal, W. Taylor's translation. The cold winds continually swept down from the north, chilling all the earth, and the Northmen imagined that these were set in motion by a great giant, hrae-svelgr, or the corpse swallower, who, clad in eagle plumes, sat at the extreme northern verge of the heavens, and that when he raised his arms or wings, the cold blast darted forth and swept ruthlessly over the face of the earth, blighting all things in their icy breath. Hrae-svelgr is the name of him who sits beyond the end of heaven, and winnows wide his eagle wings, whence the sweeping blasts have birth. Vafthrudnismal, W. Taylor's translation. So that was the wolves, Skoll and Hati, the 6th section of Chapter 1 of Myths of the Norsemen by Helene A Geurber, the beginning. I will be working my way through this book section by section, and if there are any other public domain books you would like for me to read, please leave a comment below. Thank you for listening, and have a lovely evening.